What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of More Money Monday. And more than that, welcome back to another week. Y'all, it is the 15th of the month. It is the 15th of the month. Whenever you are watching this, it is midway through, okay? And I just want us to sit with that for a little bit because the time is timing. Shout out to the Gab Society for getting a badge. Appreciate you, girl. Love y'all so much. And yeah, the timing is timing, right? The things are doing the things. The earth is rotating. Time is moving, okay? Whew, because it's getting a little hot. You know, my birthday is June 21st. So I'm about 36 days away from turning 31, which is like, whoa, it's a little crazy. It's definitely coming up. But you know, so many things are happening right now. I'm realizing so many things. I'm learning so many things. I want to encourage you guys to learn so many things. And something that I want to share with you, I also want to just start by saying this. Everyone comment the word grace in the chat, okay? Wherever you're watching this, if you're on YouTube, if you're on TikTok, comment grace in the chat, okay? Everybody comment the word grace because I want you to give yourself some grace. Please, you know, every single day, every single week, you know, we have a lot of pressure on us. We have a lot of pressure to be more, to do more. And sometimes it can be heavy. And I want you to give yourself grace because being ambitious is a blessing. I want you to be ambitious. I want you to go after your goals. But while you be ambitious and while you go after your goals, I also want you to constantly tell yourself that you're on track, that you're on time, that you're learning as you go, that you're blessed, that God has put you in this position for a reason. You know, there's a fine line between hustling and working and grinding to the point where we're not actually seeing our growth and being grateful for who we are in the process. And the other side of it, which is just giving in too much to that and not actually going after it. So I want you to go after it, but I also want you to love yourself at the same time. I want you to be, you know, exceedingly ambitious, but I also don't want you to beat yourself up if you don't hit that one goal right now. Because as long as you stay in the pursuit, as long as you stay in the pursuit of that goal, as long as you stay in the process of becoming more, as long as you stay going after it, you're doing amazing. You're doing great, right? It's when you give up, it's when you tell yourself you cannot do it, it's when you beat yourself up. That is the only time that you are actually failing. That is the only time that you are actually not doing what you need to do. But as long as you are in the constant pursuit, as long as you are constantly making effort, as long as you are getting knocked down but getting back up, not meeting your goal but still trying again, not doing your best but starting better the next day, as long as you are doing that, you are doing amazing. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. It is not your responsibility to have it all figured out today, right now. It is not your responsibility to have it all figured out in this moment. That's not how it works. Even God created our world in 7 days. It didn't happen all in one day. So I need you to see that as a metaphor that things take time. As long as you are constantly progressing, as long as you are constantly making effort. So what I want us to talk about today is our habits. I want us to talk about our habits, y'all, because I have recognized what habits have helped me to elevate my financial situation and have helped me to start and run and continue to run a 7-figure business. So I want to share with you guys some habits that have really helped me and also some habits that I'm working on building, because let me just say this. I don't know if it's relationships or having a man, but why, when we get with someone, we start gaining weight? I got a real question. What's going on? Why, when we all in love, we start getting extra rolls? jeans start fitting tighter? Because I really have questions, because I'm like, Ellie, what's going on? These pants fit about 30 days ago. So what's really happening? I got to question my habits, because am I getting hungrier? Like, are we getting hungry? Like, am I more hungry now that I'm in love than before? Like, no, because I really have questions. Because why am I eating all the time? And don't start, because I am not pregnant at this time, okay? But, so, I'm looking at my habits like, why am I eating a bowl of cereal at 11 p.m. talking on the phone with my man? Like, I'm just, so we got to get it together. So let's get into these habits, okay? Habit number 1, okay? Listen, y'all, because this is a mystery of the world that we have to figure out, because I don't understand why. How come I can't be in love with you and still be snatched? Like, why I got to all of a sudden gain weight? Now I got to exercise. I'm just trying to be happy. And all of a sudden, my pants don't fit. Like, it's a lot. So, that's my struggle at this time. Listen, we're all a work in progress. Let's get into some of these habits, okay? As I build my habits, let's build yours as well. Number 1 that I want you guys to really embrace and think about is the first habit that is going to help you change your financial situation, that is going to help you scale, that is going to help you make more money and keep more money. I want you to make a habit of pursuing excellence, okay? And what I mean by this is we have to make excellence a habit, because there's a very specific correlation that I want you to make. A lot of us are setting goals for a certain amount of money that we want to have, or a certain bank account balance, or a certain amount of properties, or, to have a business, or to have billboards, or to be a household name. All of us have these different goals, but here's something I need you to understand. The goals that you have are going to require a different version of you. The goals that you have to have an excellent life, to have a fulfilled life, to have all the things that you want to have, it's going to require you to start embracing some of these habits of excellence right now, right? Having a successful big business on billboards, a household name, what does it take to maintain a business or a brand that is a household name? It takes consistency. It takes effort. It takes showing up. It takes going above and beyond. It takes taking care of yourself. It takes speaking life into yourself, right? You don't get to go from, being at the very beginning of your business to being a business that everybody knows without those steps. So if you are at this level right now, but you're not showing up all the time, you're not speaking life into yourself, you're not being consistent, you're not going above and beyond, you're not reviewing your products, you're not marketing your business, how are you going to get to that goal? And this is why I want you to know your goals, your ambitions, your dreams, they're not that far from you. The only thing that needs to change is, are you showing up in excellence every day? When I tell you guys to visualize your highest self, visualize your highest self, visualize your highest circumstance, visualize all the things that you want, what does that version of you require? What does that version of you require? The same way you would have to be excellent at that level to run that level of business, you might as well show up and start being excellent right now. Show up and start being excellent right now. That way you're already operating in the space of that. So by the time you get there, there's not much of an additional adjustment you need to make, because you've already started assuming that way of excellence in this moment. That's what I want you guys to understand. We think that it's going to be so far and hard to get to what we want. And yes, we do have to work for it. But so much of the time, when you start to operate as if you already have it, operate at the version that is required to have that level, that's how you're going to have it sooner. But you want all the things, but your habits right now don't align with that. The ways in which we are showing up currently for our business are not going to give us the business that is mentioned in everybody's home. It's not going to do it. The ways in which we are spending money right now are not going to give us the bank account balance that we want. So even though the bank account balance you have in this moment is not the one you envision, you have to start embracing habits of excellence that reflect these bank account balances, even while your bank account balance is right here. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Somebody comment got it if you got it. You have to start being excellent now while you are embracing excellence. Don't wait till you get there to then show up. No, you got to start showing up to get there. Y'all like my hand movements? You got to start showing up to get there. The second thing that I want to share with you is this is really coming forward. I don't know who needs to hear this, but it keeps telling me that I need to say this to you. Those of you who are in relationships right now, or you want to be in relationships, I want you to do two things, okay? I want you to make a list of all of the qualities that you want. And this is for any type of relationship, right? Romantic, business, whatever. In this example, I'm going to speak to romantic. I want you to make a list of the things that you want in your ideal partner, right? Y'all, let me just tell you a quick story. I told this over the weekend at my brunch. So before I met my husband, I created a whole PowerPoint presentation, honey. Okay. I created a whole PowerPoint presentation. I remember I was on the plane home from Atlanta of what I wanted in my future man. I got Google images. We had adjectives. I described his height, his character, his financial circumstance, his relationship with his family. Did he or did he not have kids? Which in my example, he did not. And my husband currently does not have kids. I want you to be very specific about the things that you're looking for in this person. Whether this is a friend, you want to make a new friendship, you want to find a business partner, you want to find an investor, you want to find a husband or a wife. I want you to get very specific about the things that you want in this person. This is one list you need to write, okay? All the things. What do they look like? What do they enjoy? What's their character? What do people say about them? How do they operate? All that. Now, I also want you to make a list of what you think that person is going to require. Because something I want you to pay attention to is this. When we pray for someone better, in whatever way, to come into our life, I want you to remember that God has a responsibility to look after both people. So you're praying for a better man, a better woman, a better friend, etc., right? And you're listing out all the things that you want. But remember, God has a responsibility to make sure that that person also receives a blessing when they come into your life. So we are praying for someone to be a blessing to us, but are you a blessing to them? Do you match up with the things on their list? And this is why creating the two lists is very important. Nobody ever talks about that second part. And I remember when I was praying, crying, y'all, dealing with my ex, okay? Crying. Oh, God. I want to get married again. God said, okay, I hear you loud and clear. All these things you're telling me you want from him, well, I want you to think about, what does he want from you? I said, oh, I guess I didn't think about that, huh? I said, okay, God, you don't have to say it like that. Dang. He sure did. He was like, yeah, okay, I hear you. You making all these lists. You're making all these lists, 5 things, 10 things, 20 things. But what about you? Because you sure are asking for a great man here. But what is he going to find in you? And so I want you to think about this, whether, again, if you're looking for a business partner, you're making a list of all the things that person that you want in them. But now I want you to think about, so that tier of person, that quality of person, what do they also want in you? We are wanting to have all these better things, a better business, a better income, a better man, a better friend. But are you stepping up to become the better person that aligns with that quality, that aligns with those characteristics? God has a responsibility, again, to bless both people. He has a responsibility to bless you, but he also has a responsibility to bless the person that you are asking for. See, he can't just give you the leveled up person, and the leveled up person is coming to you like, well, dang, God, this doesn't match any of the things on my list. Don't only think about being equally yoked to a person as it relates to them being yoked to you. Are you also yoked to them? I don't know if that's the word, but y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Don't think about, I need to find, my equal. Okay. God is like, well, are you also equal to them? And what I'm saying here is I want you to always, as much as you set goals outside of yourself, as much as you set requirements for your life, also make sure that you are standing up to those requirements yourself. Because this is how you are going to be fulfilled. This is how you are going to attract blessings that stay. We want the blessings to stay with us. We want the blessings to stay with us. And I want to relate this to your business and your mindset as well. When you all are praying for success, I went from being on EBT to running a multi-7-figure business in a very short period of time, right? 2020, I got my stimulus check. I was doing DoorDash. I was on Cash Aid and food stamps. By April 2021, I had already made my first $1 million. It happened very quickly. But something that I'm realizing and consistently learning that I want you to understand is you still have to actively show up. You still have to actively remind yourself and tell yourself and become the person that can sustain those blessings. Because just as fast as the money comes, the money can go. Just as fast as the success that you want comes, it can go. If you are not consistently showing up and becoming the person that can maintain the blessing. Somebody comment, keep the blessing in the chat. Somebody comment, keep the blessing in the chat. It's very easy to get the blessing, right? We want to pray to get the blessing, but let's also have the discernment to pray to keep the blessing. We have to keep that blessing. We have to keep that success. We have to keep that wealth. We have to keep that job. We have to keep that relationship. We have to keep that friend, which means that we always have to be showing up. We always have to what? Let's go back to our first habit, operate in excellence. Because if we receive success, God blesses our business to open up. We start making $100,000. But our habits aren't sustaining a $100,000 business. We don't think we deserve it. We're not shipping out our orders. We're not being on time. We're not consistently marketing. We're starting to overspend. We're starting to get entitled. Well, guess what's going to happen to that blessing? It sure is going to go away. It definitely is, yes. And it's not because God told it to, but we have the responsibility. To whom much is given, much is required. To whom much is given, much is required. This is why I am constantly, daily in a pursuit of how do I become more worthy of the business that I have? Before I'm asking for more, how do I step up to show God that I deserve more? How do I manage what I have better? How do I speak more life into myself? How do I improve my habits? And so for me, right, my pants fitting kind of tight right now, and I'm eating at all times of night. And I said, okay, So I want to continue having my success. I want to continue looking good. But how do I align the habits that I have right now with the goals that I say I have? Because if I cannot be disciplined to not go make that bowl of cereal at 11 p.m., how am I going to be disciplined to operate this business and get it to 10 figures? How? So this is the internal things that I'm also working through, even where I am currently in my business. So if it's relevant to me, I know that it's relevant to you. It doesn't mean that you don't have your days where listen, we all deserve to have a cheat day, a couple cheat days. But I want you to really look at, are your habits, are your thought processes, are the things that you're doing right now in alignment with what you say you want? Because how can I say that I want me and hubby to be on the island on my birthday, swimsuits on, if I keep overeating? How? And I know he's going to love me either way. But how? So you got to think about that. How do you want $10,000 in orders a month, $30,000 in orders a month, $50,000 in orders a month when you don't want to show up and go live? You don't want to post. You want to let your fear win. Your fear and that $50,000 a month in your business, they can't go together. They don't hang out. So you're going to have to let one of them go. And I prefer that you let the fear go. So we got to really make sure our habits are aligning with the things that we say we want. We've got to make sure our habits are aligning with the things that we say we want. I feel like we need to do this more often, right? This is definitely More Money Monday, but we need to have a way to check in with each other every day. I feel like we need to have a way to make sure we're all keeping each other accountable. We're all staying consistent to our habits, because this life thing, at my Mommy Millionaire brunch yesterday, I was talking about how it takes a village to, not right now, it takes a village to raise a child, right? But it also very much takes a village to raise an adult. You are not done. You are not done growing. You are not done learning. You are not done being better. You are not done pursuing. You are not done evolving. It doesn't stop at childhood. It doesn't stop at 18. What? It does not stop. I am still very much learning the same way that I was learning when I was 16 years old, every single day. So, we need to continue creating these spaces and these villages for ourselves as we develop, especially those who are building businesses. Those of us who are building businesses, we need a village around us. We need a village of accountability. So, I'm going to think about some stuff. Comment village in the chat if you need a village for adulthood. Okay? Comment village in the chat if you need a village for adulthood, because, we need a space where we can come together and say, you know what, this is where I'm struggling. This is what I'm working on. Today, I need you to speak life into me, and tomorrow I'll be ready to speak life into you. That's very important. There's so much pressure that we should have everything figured out all the time, but much of the time you don't. Like I said at the beginning of this live, every day, as long as you are in the pursuit of doing more, as long as you are working to get better, as long as you are every day trying to have better habits, focus on having better habits, doing more than you did the day before, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace to make that happen. The last habit that I want to give you guys today, and we'll definitely do another, a part 2 of this. One of the last habits that I want to give you guys today, as far as what is going to help you, become a millionaire, stay a millionaire, and overall just have success in your life, I want you to get in the habit every single day of, creating a checklist, and at night, looking at your checklist and seeing what you did or did not do. And what I mean by this is this checklist should have a few things. Number 1, do you feel like you did everything that you could have done today, given the circumstances of the day, to push forward in your life and in your business? Check it off if you did. Don't check it off if you didn't. Secondly, what should be on that checklist is, were you grateful? This is what I had to add to my own. Were you grateful? Were you grateful for the life you have, the people in your life, the business, what you're doing, no matter how it turned out, but did you express gratitude in your life today? That's the next thing you need to check off. The third thing that you want to check off and make sure that you do is I want you to write out your list of improvements. This should be on your checklist. Did you do your list of improvements? And what your list of improvements should look like is I want you to take a constructive look at your day. I want you to write out the things that you want to do better. Where were some areas you felt like you could have improved? Where could you have been a better friend? Where could you have been a better leader? Where could you have been better to yourself? Where could you have been a better wife or partner? Let's write out our list of improvements. And the other list I want you to write out, and this also goes on your checklist, is where did you do a great freaking job? Where did you do a great job? Just toot your horn on this list. What is something today that you were like, you know what? I did that. I did that. I did that. So we want to have a list of I did that, and we want to have a list of improvements. So the 4 things you want to check out, you want to have on your checklist are, did you earn it? Were you grateful? Did you do your list of improvements? And did you do your list of accolades, right? Let's call it that. Did you do your list of accolades? These 4. These are things I currently have on a checklist on my whiteboard that's right above my vision wall at the end of the night. And it's very important that we do this because, like I said, every day is process. Every day is moving forward. And in my mission and my purpose to help more Black and brown women build wealth, I don't want you to only just become more wealthy in your business. I want you to overall lead a wealthier life, because wealth sometimes is only synonymous with money. That's how we think of it. But wealth is also seeing what you have as amazing, as bountiful, as abundant, as fruitful. Wealth is also happiness. Wealth is also health. Wealth is also having the space to tell yourself where you did a great job, and also having the space to tell yourself where you can do better. And when we look at all those elements of wealth, that is how you become more wealthy and stay more wealthy. So those four things, I want you to put them on a list. And you know what I'll do? I will make sure to create like a template of what this list can look like, so that could help you guys. If that would definitely be helpful, let me know in the chat. Just like comment template or something. If you're on YouTube, let me know that. I will definitely make that available so that we can have this. And that's how we're going to start building our village. That's how we're going to start building this. So, I'm very proud of y'all, okay? We're going to get these habits of excellence together. I want you to show up as what you require. I want you to look at yourself and make sure that you are being a representation of what you say you want, that you're embracing the habits now that you know you will need to maintain the lifestyle that you are dreaming of, because you have to show up as it right now, okay? Last thing I need you guys to do is make sure that you comment more money in the chat or DM me more money on Instagram, and I will send you the link to my fully funded class this Thursday. It is my free masterclass, and in class, we are going to be applying for the Amazon grant. $25,000 up for grabs, or $20,000, or $15,000. You have 3 different ways to win. So DM me more money. I am going to send you that link ASAP so you can register for class, and I will see you guys there on Thursday.